let's talk about the Windrush. The British Nationality Act gave people from colonies the right to live and work in Britain in 1948. This was post-war, so tickets were made extremely cheap due to the British government needing help with labour shortages. The wave of newcomers faced social and economic exclusion upon arrival and were regularly denied employment and accommodation on the basis of race. Over the following years, the Caribbean community often faced racial prejudice and violence. But now, let's hear from a special guest who has more to say on the matter. Today, I am joined with Jemima Bennett, whose grandfather came to England on the 22nd of June, 1948, on board the Empire Windrush. She grew up being told many stories by her grandfather about his experience, and today, she's going to share a little bit of his experience with us. So, hi Jemima, what was your grandfather told before arriving in Britain?
He was told that the streets were paved with gold and that the job opportunities were boundless, yet when he arrived he immediately found that this was far from the truth. The weather was ever so dreary and it was a complete different reality for him and others alike.
Jemima, how did the English treat him when he arrived?
He told me that from the minute he arrived in England, it was clear that he wasn't wanted, all because of the colour of his skin and the way he spoke. He was turned away from housing and immediately judged and assumed to be uneducated, despite being fully educated with skills beyond what their minds could ever have comprehended.
Jemima, I'm so sorry to hear that. If you had one message that you could give the world in memory of your grandfather, what would it be?
Well, my message is to remember the efforts that the Windrush generation has made and their impact in shaping this country into what it is today. And when you go to events such as Notting Hill Carnival, remember it's for them. It's all for them. I am very proud of my heritage and you should be too.
Now, let's hear from some extremely grateful people.
I love my heritage.
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 I love my heritage. I love my heritage.
I love my heritage.
I love my heritage.
I love my heritage.
I love my heritage.
I love my heritage.
I love my heritage.
I love my heritage.
I love my heritage. And you should too. Never forget the strides that the Windrush generation have made in Britain, whether it's your appreciation of jazz, reggae, or calypso, or the enjoyment that you have at Notting Hill Carnival every year, or even your collection of spices and seasonings that you love so dearly. Personally, I'm extremely grateful for my grandparents migrating from the Caribbean as part of the Windrush generation. And without them doing that, I wouldn't even been born. We should all be so grateful that those before us fought ever so vigorously so that in today's Britain, we have the freedom and access to achieve whatever our heart desires. And now Britain is ever so multicultural. You can find people of all races, nationalities, and religions. It's great. But never forget to keep making those before us proud. We are all the Windrush.